Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is back in the basic show of the deuces. I would do text, baby. Man, I was back. You know what this is? The only place, all the 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 place go get it, 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 all the place go get it. It's only place go get it is. Only place to go get it is right back at base. The show the deuces I would do text, baby. Man, that us back. You know what it is, know it is, what it is. Real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. Prep the word preacher. And today's topic we're going to talk about is, I want to talk about culture. What is defined by culture? Let us go find by culture, you know, and let's go to the definition of the term culture, shall we? Let's go to shall we? Shall we? Let's go to define the definition of the word culture. Let's go find the definition of the word culture. You know, what's defined by the definition of the word culture. Let's find the definition of the word culture. Here it is. The culture. The arts and the other manifestations of the human intelligence, achievement, rewarded, collectible. In 20th century popular culture and symphony arts and the humanities and the intelligent of achievement and the libertines and music and painting and philosopher and the performing arts. Culture myth of the Bible's Babylon of the tissue cells and into the enrichment of the medium of content treatment as the self that perhaps as readingly in the culture and in biology, what the meaningless of the tissue cells and biology into in the competent and the suit for the growth. That's what culture meant when people say culture. What I'm saying to this is I want to put this as black community, as black people. Black community, we need to study other cultures, and I'm going to tell you why we need to study it. Because there's a real reason why other races are different from us. And why we other races if we different from them. It's the languages. It's the cultural differences. That's the problem with why there's so much racism from foreign countries in the United States. For instance, you know how Dominicans, they don't want to be referred as black, but they do got some of African ancestry. And the reason why they don't want to be referred as black is all they know is a Latin heritage culture. That's all they know. They don't know about a black American culture. No take as offense. I understand why some of our folks obsessed with upset behind that. They're not denying they do embrace African heritage, but at the same time, all they know in the Latin culture and Latin heritage. That's all they know, especially in white America. White American, you could say Irish, Italian, or Jews, or Muslims, or whatever you want. Whites are everywhere in all different parts of the planet. To Germany, to Swedish, to Ukrainian and Russia, and a lot more. And demarked, wherever you want to call it, Hungarians, they have their own culture, but they speak different language. All Europeans don't look the same, don't act the same, feel they do things different. Just like all blacks don't look the same. Some blacks who speak African, Trinidad or Georgian. I mean, not Georgian. That's European, but far from of Europe and Middle East. How can I say this? Like a Nigerian and Sebin, whatever they call it. There's so many parts of Africa. But what I'm trying to say that Africans have their own language. They have their own food. Europeans have their own food. Asians have their own food. Latinos, people need to study other cultures. Even whites got to study that. Latinos, because if we're going to talk about other races, we need to look and forward what they do in their culture and why they so different from us. And if they want to get to know us, they got to look in our culture and why we more different than they is. You know, white kids want to be black kids, and black kids want to be white kids. Let's be honest. That movie, Dear White People, what that brother should have did is look at the culture. He should have asked anybody perspective. But I understand he want to gather everybody to come together, and I don't have a problem with that because they need to come together with all this racism nonsense. But what he is trying to do, trying to seem that all other races of people are view blacks. Yeah, but we do it too. We view them, and when we think of a white person, the first thing we think is a white person with Nazi robe and a Catholic Ku Klux Klan uniform. I mean, we need to study a lot more. Whites need to study blacks a lot more because there are some of them think they know us, but they really don't know us. Same thing Latin cultures. You would think all Mexican people are all Mexicans. No, there's Puerto Ricans, there's Cubans, there's plenty of them. There's plenty of Latino people. Just like Middle East with Pakistan and then you got India people and then you got Jews the Hebrew and all this other stuff. People need to study other culture. Just like you would think all Asian people are relate to Asia, which it is, but they come from different parts of Asia. Hong Kong, China. China is part Asia, and so is Hong Kong. But it's Hong Kong is part of China. You can say that much. And when you think of Tokyo, Japan, that's in Tokyo. And far near Japan, they part near for them saying to the town, but it's two different same pronouncement of part different languages. What I'm saying is this: we need to study other cultures because when we talk about other races, I know it's a culture shock way. I mean, it's a culture shock, but people need to understand we're all the same and we're same underneath, but we just come from two different parts of people to come from two different parts of the world. So if you want to know about other races, you need to look at their culture and you got to say to yourself, they not far different from us. They want families. They want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to live life, have a freedom of expression, opinion, regardless how other races are different from us. But they want the same thing that we want. But we think, well, we need to be careful when we generalize people like that. I hate it when black community want to generalize a group of people. But one thing I really get pissed off when they trying to generalize all black people, knowing damn well that all blacks don't look the same. Let's be honest. Knowing damn well whites don't look the same, Asians don't look the same, and Latinos don't look the same. They keep saying that. Don't get me wrong. There are white folks do got some European. I mean, there are white people that do got African ancestry. That's true. Not always, but some things they do. But there are blacks out there got European in their ancestry and knowing that damn well they does. But that's something that we need to start talking about right there because all these other races are a part of us and they can't deny it. Just like much of we are part of them. But what other people don't get and everyone else don't get is the culture, is the language. We need to study. Because if we don't study these other people and how other people study us, then we're messed up as a folks. We will, and you would think we'll move past racism. But we don't. It's still here. There's racism everywhere. There's white racism, there's black racism, there's Asian racism, there's racism in every other race. There's racism in the Jewish community. There's racism in the Muslim. So people got to be careful when they say around black, white, Asian. People got to be careful what they say, period. They got to be careful what they say about the Jewish community and the Muslim. And gays and women, they have to be, and men, they need to be careful because a lot of times they say things and they don't understand why is that we so different from each other. We don't get it. We think in our mind, well, if these people are different from us, then why is it that they look so different? It's because every humanity starts from Africa somewhere about 1,000, 3,000 years ago, they said. And this is a scientific people claim where all this stuff got started. Now, I know it's hard to believe. I didn't believe none of this until I look at it. It might be some truth, then again, might not. But they back up their certain claims why they hold this theory. And how other races scattered around the world and built and gave birth to the whole entire race. But only one race that's mattered, that's human race. I know some people don't want to hear that. I understand that. Because they do need to do something about racism in any other place, even in black community, because my folks still have an issue with this and don't understand why these people are so different from us. They got to understand is the language. Just like whites, if they think that why we so different from them, they got to study the language. If you don't study the language and the culture, then you fuck. You just don't know. So all I can say about that, give me your comments, give me your response, and tell me what you think of this video. All right. And okay, all right. It's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basic. Jungle the Deuces. I will do text, baby. Until next time. All right. Peace, and I'm out.